Chinese laborers. The concern about foreigners taking local jobs is not unique to the United States, nor is it a contemporary issue. Long before American workers blamed Mexicans, it was the Chinese who faced the accusations. Immigrants from China were ready to work for lower wages, $1.0 a day, compared to the $2.50 demanded by American laborers. Moreover, they had fewer demands from their employers. Unlike their white counterparts who needed support, Chinese workers managed and relocated their own labor camps independently. Contrary to the romanticized image often portrayed in movies and popular culture, true cowboys of the Wild West were first and foremost skilled laborers dedicated to their craft. Their primary responsibility was the care and management of cattle, requiring a range of abilities from roping and branding to driving herds across treacherous terrain. Cowboys worked long hours under the scorching sun, subjected to harsh elements and often brutal weather conditions. Despite this tough exterior, the camaraderie among them was strong, and they developed a unique sense of community and mutual respect. Terry's Texas Rangers were praised not just for their bravery and ability in battle, but also for their extraordinary versatility on the battlefield. Unlike many conventional cavalry units of the day, they were skilled at both regular horse charges and dismounted infantry tactics. This adaptability made them an invaluable asset in a variety of combat campaigns, frequently turning the tide of battle. Their mobility and ability to take quick, decisive action enabled them to conduct reconnaissance, confront enemy forces head-on, and execute flanking maneuvers, all of which contributed considerably to their reputation as one of the Confederate Army's most formidable cavalry corps. Despite his low standing at West Point, Custer's audacity and aggressive tactics earned him rapid promotions during the American Civil War. He was recognized as a fearless leader and became one of the youngest generals in the Union Army, commanding the Michigan Cavalry Brigade. Custer participated in major battles such as Gettysburg, where his decisive cavalry charge helped repel Confederate forces. His success on the battlefield gained him a reputation as a daring and effective military leader, though his methods often courted controversy. Though Belle Starr was known primarily for her involvement in criminal activities, she also had a complex personal life. She was the daughter of Judge John Shirley and his wife, Eliza, and was born into a relatively well-off family. Despite this, the turbulent times of the American Civil War disrupted her family's stability and societal norms, leading her down a path of associations with outlaws and criminals. It is claimed that, through family connections and personal acquaintances, Belle became entangled with notorious figures such as Jesse James and the Younger Brothers. The Sierra Nevada mountain range, with its towering peaks and treacherous terrain, had long been a formidable barrier for those seeking passage from east to west. The trails that snaked through the mountains were narrow and often barely distinguishable from the rocky cliffs they hugged. Travelers faced not only natural obstacles like rock slides, but also the ever-present threat of extreme weather. Sudden snowstorms could blanket the path in a matter of hours, leaving even the most prepared adventurers stranded and fighting for their lives against the cold. Kit Carson's life was a fascinating tapestry of adventure, exploration, and complex interactions with diverse cultures. His deep connections with Native American tribes and his marriage to two Native American women highlight the intricate relationships he formed with the indigenous peoples. Carson's ability to navigate and communicate effectively with multiple Native American tribes was instrumental in his role as an interpreter and guide. His fluency in several native languages and his understanding of their cultures enabled him to successfully lead expeditions through the uncharted territories of the American West. The mining industry in Montana during 1889 was a microcosm of the broader American industrial landscape. It was a time when technological advancements were just beginning to modernize certain aspects of mining, but the core nature of the work remained perilous and grueling. The townships that sprung up around mining operations were often rough-and-tumble places, filled with hopeful newcomers dreaming of striking it rich. Yet, more often than not, the real wealth was concentrated in the hands of mine owners and investors who had the capital to finance the expensive machinery and operations needed to extract valuable minerals from the earth. As the couple rests momentarily in the vast Kansas plains, they are acutely aware of the challenges that lie ahead. The trek towards the western frontier is one fueled by dreams of prosperity, adventure, and new beginnings. For many, the lure of fertile land, the promise of gold, and the tantalizing whisper of opportunity are motivations powerful enough to brave the perils of such a journey. The vast, unclaimed expanses of the West represented a blank canvas upon which settlers could paint their destiny, away from the crowded cities and exhausted farmlands of the East. John C. H. Grabble's photographic work captured the raw and unfiltered essence of the American frontier during an era of significant transformation and expansion. His journey into photography was marked by a remarkable ability to document the lives, landscapes, and events that defined the Wild West. The images he produced offer invaluable visual records of the period, providing insight into both the everyday life and the extraordinary occurrences of the time. Wild Bill Hickok was indeed a remarkable figure in the American Wild West, but much of his legendary status is a product of exaggeration and myth. Born James Butler Hickok on May 27, 1837, in Illinois, he became a folk hero due to his reputed skills as a gunfighter, his role as a lawman, and his larger-than-life personality. Hickok's career as a lawman began in Kansas, where he served as a sheriff and later a marshal. His enforcement style was as formidable as his reputation suggested. He was a crack shot, and his imposing presence often brought a swift end to conflicts. However, records indicate his actions were much less lethal than stories suggest, highlighting the gap between legend and reality. Beyond the gunfights, Buffalo Bill's cowboys excelled in showcasing the diverse skills required to survive in the untamed West. Their performances included displays of horsemanship such as trick riding, roping, and herding. These shows were meticulously choreographed to not only entertain but to also give the audience a glimpse into the gritty reality of frontier life. Accuracy and physical prowess were paramount, and even the slightest misstep could result in severe injury. However, their rigorous training and exceptional skill ensured the show rolled on without a hitch, night after night. Buffalo Bill's Wild West show quickly gained international fame, drawing crowds with its dramatic reenactments of frontier life and spectacular performances. The inclusion of native dancers like Elk and Black Elk was a groundbreaking feature that added an element of authenticity and cultural richness to the show. These dancers performed the traditional grass dance, a ceremonial and celebratory dance deeply rooted in their heritage. Their performances offered audiences a rare glimpse into the diverse cultural tapestry of Native American life, which was often misunderstood or misrepresented at the time. In Dodge City, the names Earp and Masterson held significant influence and could sway justice depending on who wielded the power. Wyatt Earp was more than just a skilled lawman. He was a complex figure balancing formality and frontier justice. Corral Shootout in 1881, Earp commanded respect with his steely demeanor and methodical approach to law enforcement, often clashing with outlaws and even townspeople. Bat Masterson, born Bartholomew William Barclay Masterson, was the charismatic counterpart to Earp's stoic nature. With a flair for dramatics that served him well as both a lawman and a gambler, Masterson's legend grew in Dodge City. His friendship with Earp helped establish law and order in a town on the brink of chaos. Together, they were a formidable duo, feared and respected for their pursuit of high stakes and higher justice.